I deeply believe that a lot of projectors don't make the money in their business, even though they put so much effort into all the busy business work. Because all the strategies, the modalities, the business models, the methods, everything that is modeled here, taught, and shown as the mainstream marketing, selling, client attraction, branding, showing up on social media, it's actually not meeting the level of intelligence and the intelligence and the intellect of projectors. Do you agree? If you're a projector, let me know if you sometimes feel pretty bored by what you actually do every day on social media. What we see every day, definitely we're bored. And how we show up, for me at the beginning, felt more like I have to make a show. I have to show off something to convince that I have a certain credibility, am qualified, good enough, worthy, capable enough, knowledgeable enough of getting a client, being hired, getting paid. So this is going to be a short, sweet riff sitting on my desk. I'm going to tell you in a second why. Before, like on intelligence, the intellect, the projector intellect, and money. So who is a projector who's watching me live? Ooh, this resonates. I mean, of course, April, you're a mental projector, especially mental projectors or projectors with a mental definition like I have. We are just like, what the fuck shall I do? TikTok, Reels, all these platforms and all the models and modalities have been created for generators to respond. Big surprise, we don't have a response mechanism. Our strategy is to be recognized and invited. And not just wait for the invitation. That is not our strategy. The strategy is to be recognized projectors and invited, but without recognition, no invitation. And if there's no recognition and you're only in response mode, to responding to your potential clients in DMs, to responding to people in the comments, to responding to trends, to responding to the not self mind of, oh, I gotta show up more and I have to talk about these things and I have to get into my ideal client's mind and address all this. There's no recognition. So, talking about invitation, I got invited to go on a date. So I'm gonna change this carrot juice here in a 15 minutes when I'm done with this live stream and go upstairs to the rooftop bar, because the recognition happened actually yesterday or the night before. And I was just hanging out and doing my projector thing and entering the room, blowing everyone with my aura and just standing out. And today I got invited by the person I was waiting to receive the invitation. But even last night I'm like, what the fuck if I don't get it? I don't care. I just do my thing. But this reminded me of that projectors don't even need to sell, because we enter the room and we stand out. So if you want to be more seen, if you really want to be recognized, then this whole spiel that we're taught on social media about following what everybody else is doing is actually blocking recognition, invitations, and money to come in. Why? because it forces the projector mechanics to work like a generator, like a manager, or sometimes even like a manifestor to initiate. Oh, I'm so excited. I just received a new download. I have a new offer. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And then all this, and I've been there. Every month, a new masterclass, every month, a new program. And then every month I'm like, oh my God, if I'm not inspired, then where is the money coming from? And I was in this addiction of inspiration and excitement and then selling from that energy. Do you know who I attracted? Clients who needed that constant motivation, entertainment, and excitement to stay committed and to stay in the game. But more than 2 weeks was not possible. So after 2-week courses, yes, there was a cash in, but I was still down there with my level of intelligence. I felt like bored. Anyone else? So I had a lot of calls today and I feel so lit up. I feel so in my element. I feel so good in what I'm doing and what I'm creating and with my projector mentorship. And this is scalable. This doesn't feel like work. And the way how I market and sell it, I told this one of my 2-4 pure individual potency projectors. I'm like, I am documenting my life, my lifestyle, because this is what I'm selling. I'm selling a lifestyle business for projectors, how to build, not only for projectors all the time. Every person who wants to live more and have more freedom and make more money by being yourself, this is what you learn from me. And so how I market and sell it is by me living it and documenting, allowing the world to have a little view in my bigger world, like the Instagram world is invited to look into my world. I don't try to fit my big life into this tiny box. Not anymore. That was once. And I told her, I'm like, I am making memories. And the more memories I make and the more I document it, the more credibility I get. I'm my best testimonial. I'm a 6th line. I'm role modeling it. And so what I noticed is, if you don't want to be on social media, like you just said, then I don't know how invitations will come exactly. And so when there's resistance to show up on social media, then I ask myself, okay, what do you think? How do you think you need to be? And how do you think you need to show up to receive invitations? And so the recognition for projectors needs to come for our channels and for our defined centers. And the other 5-1 splenic projector that I was just talking about was really that her entire offer suite was flipped vice versa and from the not self and the open centers. So once we align that, we now have a scalable offer that can hold hundreds of people, even for projectors. However, we got to learn how to guide and not respond, and having boundaries and communication clear and really being in that leadership and not being in that constant response mode. Even some masterminds, etc., they are made the way how they're set up, how they're modeled, how they're taught, not correct for a projector, and then projectors are overwhelmed and burned out, and again, no money. Right now we have gate 45 active, which is the money gate. It connects the money line, and it is definitely this big ruler energy. Team GR is also in the house. Hello, Christina. And so what I notice is that a lot of projectors crave desperately to talk about different things that they're really interested about, to go deep with clients, and do not want to sugarcoat, talk around den heißen Brei rumreden, talk around the bush, go right to the core. And what I get as a feedback, any client that signs up with me is like, I love that you're no BS, no sugar coaching, and you go straight deep. We just say hi and then how are you, but then write it. Why should we waste time? there is a recognition there, and that's enough. So, So, but what I found is that, the projectors, and in this conversation about the 45, I had a man, my incredible client, Chris, projector client, with a 45 in the sun, and the other projector client of 45 in the body. And so there's a lot of strong ruler energy of guide leadership in a totally different way. And so many projectors are looking around and don't seeing anything where they feel aligned with. Maybe I am the first time that you see someone being successful and living a model, a business model and lifestyle that you desire. Then this is exactly what I support my clients to build in their definition. But what I found, and even myself, is that when so many projectors, I look at them and they think, a lot of projectors think the success that they have in some areas in their life, they cannot replicate or bring that into the online space. And so there's so much history and so much amazing things that you are doing in other areas of your life. And then when a lot of projectors, they think, I cannot bring that into the online space, and then you dim yourself down. You start talking about these things like you're talking to school children. And so the level of intelligence, especially with mental projectors, defined heads, but any projectors that I found with mental, it's the strongest feedback that I get, is that and she said that too today on the call with me, like, you know what, I find that there's a part in me that cannot even come out, and I'm leaving, and I said this to her, you're leaving a lot of money on the table, and also feeling of success and life force and experience and happiness and really ease, this feeling of, I can finally relax. When this comes from a projector, when they are met on a mental, intellectual level with other like-minded leaders. That is not always projectors, but there is suddenly something clicks when a projector feels like, oh my God, I can talk with you about these things and don't have to find words to translate what I'm meaning or explain how I'm seeing the world or explain that feeling, why it feels icky or why it makes me feel bitter or why I'm bored and why I'm kind of not feeling challenged or under my level. And then a lot of projectors, when they start talking in that way, people think they're arrogant, they're bossy. I'm bossy, and I love to be bossy. But there's no proving energy anymore because I totally know my caliber, and I know the caliber of my clients, and I know what happens when you put yourself at this level, position yourself there, but also get yourself in the circle, have a mentor. Imagine you would every day talk with someone in Telegram about all the things. In my Telegram chat, there is no limits. We talk about life, about the program, the matrix. We talk about love, relationship, money, like vision, big visions. And I know, and this is what she said today on the call, is like, I feel like finally something got awakened where I'm waiting and putting this to the side for so many years. And this is actually, I tell you, this is actually the thing that social media, that marketing models, even business models suppress in projectors because they're not built to support the level of intelligence of projectors. And that's why projectors don't get the recognition where they really feel successful and seen. They don't make the money because how do we package just guiding and giving these, having conversations without talking to pain points, without, like, I even sit there and say, I don't even want to put anything on the sales page, but the link or whatever. I trust my clients so much that they know in my world, they trust themselves. They they know, they trust themselves, they are in their authority. And anyone who overthinks their actions, if they feel pulled towards something, they're not in their authority. You're not in your authority. You're not fully following your design if you're overthinking a move that you know it's time for. So I can market, and I help to market and package it up. And in all conversations I had today, we found a marketing way and a way to market it and a way to create offers that meet the level of intelligence, and that projectors do not try to fit into a tiny little model that is never meant for them. Because what happens is that then projectors dim their light, talk a different language, energetically they're bitter, they're not content, not happy, it feels hard. So there is resistance in the quantum field. And that's why they don't make the money. And that's why you don't attract the clients. So, but what also is required is that projectors are role models to build and show a different way of running the business, of building the business, of being successful. And very sadly, I know that because of everything that conditioned them so much, a lot of projectors sit in overthinking of really stepping into their power. Another conversation I had yesterday, and I hear this a lot. Like, I hear this a lot, that when people meet me or want to meet me or come into my field, they have a lot of respect. And they're kind of intimidated about how I show up and how I am. And this is not only online, this is also even more in personal life. Like, when I enter a room, I say, it's nothing that I do. It's a second line, natural body, confident. I'm confident in my body. That's the second line. And the defined ego now, as I don't have anything, like nothing to prove, nothing to show off, anything that I cleaned up my energy as well. Like, just such a lean back, but still strong boundaries, and they're getting even stronger and even tighter, and the standards are always higher and higher the more I evolve. But with such a laissez-faire, no big deal. No big deal. Big money, no big deal. Big energy, no big deal. So, and I'm really sarcastic, and I'm funny, and I'm open-heartedness, and I care a lot. Like, my clients know that. But if you don't know me, like, there's first this, like, and I'm like, why are people afraid of me to meet me and to get closer with me and sit there and think about, there's some courageous projectors who go like, okay, I binged all your videos. I love it. I've been waiting for you. I'm all in. Sign me up for a full year. Perfect. But then there's also a lot of projectors who are like, oh fuck, she has what I want. Oh fuck, it's possible. Oh fuck. Oh my God, yes, such a permission. And then I'm scared. I'm like, why are you scared? Because when I meet you, I'm like, yes. Then there's no way out. When we work together, and when you especially meet me in person, like this, you're gonna be faced with a not self wanting you to hide and run and not step into your power. But for me, like, I do not allow you to settle anymore. Once you work with me, like, there's no way back. And a lot of projectors instinctually know that they will get edged into their full potential, which is what projectors want. And I give you the tools to really know how to handle that energy. So the thing is that you're only in my world when you really work with a projector. So just watching on social media, that's not, there's no guidance. A projector aura does not guide, doesn't plug in. I don't even really recognize and see people who are not my clients. It's about attention, right? But what I know is that if you have to, and I told her, you have to choose that for yourself. You can either continue to live your little self, be bitter, and kind of pretend to either be the good girl and try to make it right for everybody, or be the good teacher and the motivator and cheer everybody on, which is exhausting over a while, because why not just meet the people who are having internal drive? If you want to activating people, motivating them, and trying that they got to work their mindset and have a different perspective on life, why not just start there instead of trying to get people to there where you are exhausted, and finally maybe talk about a little bit what you really want to talk about. We start here, and I don't let you down. And I show you what's possible by naturally embodying. That's not a big deal. It's not a big deal to have a big energy and big goals and big vision, like my client Melissa is hopping on here, all the potency clients. So if you feel that this is something that you're missing and that you're not fully living, then there's a lot of potential and prosperity and profit and money that is inside of you that people want to pay you for, and you're not showing because of this industry is not modeling it. And I know it is scary because there comes the projections and there comes the not self, but I said, you have to make that decision for yourself. Are you choosing to keep living your not self and watching from the sidelines, or do you really want, it's the edge and it's time to step into that energy. But a projector cannot fully step into their potential alone. It's not possible. Our aura mechanics don't work that way. The geometry of a projector is designed that it needs another projector. It needs aura to aura. It needs the empowerment among other projectors. That's fact. So this is what a lot of projectors feel in my field, that you step into a power and you hold it. And you trust yourself because you take action from that full empowered self. And how do we hold the trust is by not getting into questioning it. So trust is built through action. And you have to show up at this version every day. And that is easier when you're among other powerful projectors who really are at that level of intelligence, where you have the conversations. And so with this one client, I said, let's do a couple of months just Telegram and workshop support, and you talk to me every day, and that there anchors in a level of normalcy, that you do not even dim yourself down. Like when we talk about this, when I talk about, I'm in a mastermind and we talk about really big goals, big visions, and we talk about leadership topics, and I'm deep also the embodiment work and emotions and doing life and being a woman behind the business and all this. Then I turn around and every Tuesday you can see that. Then I'm talking about totally different topics because that's my new standard, that's my normal. And so, and that will get me recognition from other higher level clients. And this is how I call them in, because I am a higher level client. And I am in circles where my level of intelligence is met, where my vision is even more edged and expanded, where I even say, fuck, I'm the smallest in the room. Thank you, because the room is big enough that I can grow here. And this is what all projectors need. Hi, Amber. So Sabina is also here. All my potency projectors. Yay, I love you. I felt calling and she's online, so I came. Yes, see, we're so connected. So that's when the projector aura is plugged in. So you have to ask yourself, how long do you want to do it, living under your potential? How long do you want to, not just the money on the table, but I tell you, no amount of money can make you feel successful. Only when you fully live the level of intelligence for a projector, understand your definition so well, the power of your aura gets to be learned. Because nobody teaches and shows projectors to really navigate this projection field. They hesitate to step fully into their power. And yes, a lot of things will change in your life and in your business when you stop playing small, when you stop dimming yourself down and dumbing yourself down for social media. And that might be a clearing that happens. Client, money, friends, whatever. This is normal. And this is also required. You only become a match for bigger clients, bigger money because of that. And I'm going to tell you, if you're not cleaning these things up, moving forward in 2020 towards 2027 and the process planning, this will happen anyways. So the entire industry will be changing even more. And what feels now weird for us to model and do that life in that way and desire to work with clients in a different way and desire to show up on social media a different way, that is actually, you're actually ahead of time. But if you do not build your business now based on that, then the business will crumble. Full force. And I've been there, and since last year, everything is now in alignment and it feels rock solid. And I'm prepared, and my clients are also prepared. So that is my little projector intelligence and money riff today. If you hopped on later, then watch the replay. If you want to learn more and dive deeper with me and with my eyes on your business and on your chart to know how to build a sustainable and scalable projector coaching business, then I am hosting a projector business workshop 2 days on the 21st and 22nd of June. I'm really, really excited. Over 20 projectors are already in, and you will learn the 5 pillars to build a 6 and multiple 6-figure business that meets the level of intelligence that you are, where you call in those clients, where you make the money, and most importantly, this is the most important piece, have the freedom to live the projector life. Message me if you want details, and or go to the link in my bio. There it is. If you join in this current phase of the launch, you receive a business audit from me where I audit your business, and you will leave with crystal clarity what needs to change and align in your projector design so that you make more money and have more freedom. The link is in my bio, or you DM me for the information. Thank you for watching. I will go upstairs now. You can watch my stories. If you're not watching my stories, like, what are you doing all day? That's, by the way, my marketing or my stories. Learn from me by watching me. And don't dim yourself down. Like, get into the room where you finally can breathe because you're met at that level. Yeah? This is suddenly what, that's the last piece. Why it feels so hard, why you're so bitter, why you're exhausted is because you're trying to be not yourself. All this effort to squeeze yourself in a box, to dim your intelligence, that's fucking hard. It takes a lot of work to not be yourself. So let's just stop this. Okay? Good night.